Hello Aries, kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching the videos that I create with these messages and guidance. And I'm going to say healing because at the moment, well, you probably noticed the last round, and even the one before that, there's a lot of healing energy that's coming through. So Spirit are bringing through a lot of healing energy with the readings, and so you may feel the energy might pick up a bit, and sometimes it can be a bit warm in here, and sometimes the energy, I'm picking up on your energy or the energy of the moment, so it could feel a little bit higher vibrational, or it just depends what's going on, and those two come out together, so I'm going to put them together. So there's something about I feel like they're saying take it easy. There may be a sense like you want to rush things for some reason in February next month, or you I don't know, we'll see what comes up. There's a lot of humming and hurrying, and I don't know what I want to do, I don't know where I want to go, I don't know who it is or what it is that's going on, but there's something about being guided as well. So I'm just going to I'm going to pull the cards this way this time today, because it feels right to do it this way. So I don't always draw them this way, but nothing like a change, eh? Okay, so I'm going to bring these down a bit. Just moved my phone before in between reads, and now everything's a little bit out of whack, so I'm wanting to put these up here, so I'm going to have to bring them down a bit. So there could be something, a little bit of movement, as I'm just being made aware of, where you may be having to bring things forward or move things back a bit, and like say bring something toward you rather than pushing away from you, or putting off is the word that I'm hearing actually. But I'm hearing maybe something is like you're putting your hand up to something or someone. I mean, there's a few things going on there, and it could be like, oh, I don't know if I want that, or want it like that. So I'm hearing being mindful of what it is, where it is, and how it is you're going, like for jobs and things like that. If you're going into a new job, this one here, I'm going to take the whole lot because they seem to be quite pertinent for everybody. And I'm just going to leave those two there because they're at the they'll come to the end there. So that's my Archangel Michael is wanting to come through and have a wee chat. So these are his cards with his messages here. So anyway, there's a little bit of chit chat. So maybe there's a lot of more chit chat than talking rather than taking action. I know, because I'm just noticing, I'm looking around doing this, and they're just making me thinking about looking at this and that and what have you. But it's maybe you need to be doing something, or there is something that you're holding off from that you maybe could, you could do, or not letting yourself to do something, okay, with someone or go somewhere. So this is the first card here that Archangel Michael is is shared with you. The message here is step into your own self. So I feel like this has got something about being in your power, Aries. It's there's this energy there where you may be holding off, or you may be not standing up for yourself or sticking up for saying what you need to say. And because I feel like with this Three of Swords that's underneath here, there's some sort of disappointment and a broken heart in some way, not necessarily with a lover, could be with a lover for some of you, with a male energy or a female energy, whatever that is, a lover. And it could be something else as well. It could be that is where it maybe there's somebody has broken your heart, or you've broken somebody else's heart, which broke your heart to do that in the first place anyway. So, but I do feel like that's about you stepping into yourself and maybe talking to somebody about it. So I'm kind of feeling it's not necessarily in a love relationship. It could be somewhere with a friendship. It could be, something, that's happened in the past, but I'm also hearing that there's something about repeating itself again, and and you may be like with a friendship or like a relationship. It could be a, you know, something to do with work, not necessarily, and you know, workmates, could be a boss, could be you know, a friend that you may be, you know, on a repetitive cycle. You know, you've been there before with someone else in a way, or this keeps happening. So it's like, come on, let's start looking at what it is, and let's start going into your space, because there are friendships there that are, with this Two of Cups here, that are building, but it's like stepping outside of the emotions and that, and listening to your intuition about it. So maybe you've, you know, you have some people who are friends in a way, or in building relationships, but it's maybe you're not feeling too comfortable about some of them because of past friendships or relationships that have turned to custard, or you've been let down by somebody before. But it's like listening to your intuition, and sometimes, you know, it's like some people are kind of friends. I feel like for some of you, it's like acknowledging who are friends and who are acquaintances. Like, you know what I mean? So, and who are workmates, and do you want them, you know, to be friends? It's like there's something about professional boundaries. So some people like to be friends and work, and you know, but there's work friends, and then there's friends, like girlfriends or mates, you know, of that sort of thing, those sorts of friends. So I feel like there's something, you know, that could be in there, like as in stepping into yourself. Moving along here, they've got read more books, literature that interests you or not, to stimulate your brain, your mind, and trying something new. It may be like they're talking about, like maybe reading outside of a different genre, you know, or a different, something a bit more something a bit more stimulating your mind into actually learning something. Or not saying that you don't learn something when you're reading another type of, you know, different other books than that, like a Burns book or something, on saying that. But it's like, I feel like there's something like a skill or a hobby or something like more so. But it could be like, you know, those other books, you know, that they could be like on saying that, teaching you about how to write a book, and what sort of content in that sense of like how books are written, when you like observe in there, or you're researching it through that way. I don't know where they're going with that, but I do feel like that it's more about like stimulating your mind, your brain, and, you know, getting yourself outside of a space where you're maybe not using it for yourself. Okay, maybe using it for work and that sort of thing, but to shift the work side of things. And it's like enjoying, maybe you're used to enjoy reading books, you know, or something, you know, or watching movies, but I'm hearing more books and or literature, or even movies that are outside of, you know, where you're learning more about, like documentaries or something like that they're just talking about. So anyway, they're moving through there, and then step back, stand still, watch, look, and observe. So there's a few things that are going on here. Reach for the stars, trust your instincts, and go with your flow. And then we have creative writing or drawing, and create from your heart. This card here. So there's something about like letting yourself out, and, you know, stepping into yourself, and allowing these parts of you that maybe you've locked away for a little bit as well. Cleanse yourself, your environment, home, work, car, with water, sage, prayer, or incense. So there may be a little bit of stagnant energy, or a little bit of energy that you're bringing home, or taking home with you from work, or whatever, for somewhere you've been, or, you know, or whatever, that's been a little bit that has maybe dropped your energy. So giving yourself a little bit of a zhuzh up before you get home, before you get in the car, just, you know, consciously, subconsciously, whatever, or get into a pattern of, you know, just like clearing your energy. And so it's like setting or resetting your energy. But I want to say more, set your energy in a different space. So when you're on your way home, you know, you're in a different space, and you've left work at work, or you've left whatever you've been from, where it is. So you're creating boundaries is where what I'm hearing there as well. So with this one, it's like stepping into yourself, is letting go of this disappointment. There's sometimes we overthink things. There's too much going on in here, and it can, in some ways, for some of you, or some, you know, there may be you know, overthinking about it based on past relationships. So it's like keeping in mind, but, you know, that repetitive cycle, but not it's not making it or turning it into being like every new friendship is going to be like that. So I feel like there may be a little bit of you holding off from exploring new friendships for some of you as well. And that is a friendship. Defining what is friendship workshop, that's friendship workshop, you know what I mean, is for you, and how you would like that to be. Reading more books here, there's the Lovers here and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like there's something about, there's about being, there may be a female energy here. Some of you may be, who is, or it may be that is connected with a lover. Could be for some of you may already be divorced or separated or something like that. So there could be a female energy who is an air sign that's getting in the way there. So it's like, but I feel like this could be to do with the books and that sort of thing. So it may be that you are writing a book for some of you and that, but some of you it could be that, I don't even know where that's going. This is really interesting. Because some of you, I feel like there is something about maybe getting too caught up into books and that sort of thing, and on saying that. But it's like, and it may be, it's like, and I'm hearing for some of you, it's a bit, there is something there that is, I feel like some of you have actually got a book or a story to write, and to write it, and it could be about it could be based on a real something real that's happened in your life, not necessarily in a romantic way or a relationship sort of a thing, but there may be, I'm hearing for some of you, there may be a new chapter that's coming up that is partially where this a relationship bust up or split up or coming together or whatever it is happening. But others of you, I feel like there is something about, a new beginning in that. You're seeing something in a relationship in a new perspective. So some of you may be actually, going through a separation, and or a shift or a change in life, and maybe seeing, it may have been like later on, this could have happened earlier in time, but you may be seeing it in a different way now, like you're not in the same way as what you saw it, say, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, or 2 years ago, or a year ago. And so there is something with whatever is going on here, because there's something new here. It's like you're in more, and see, like here's the Two of Cups here. It's like, I feel like there's something about you building a new relationship with yourself, Aries, and it's on an emotional level, and that's in heightening your intuition. And we're going through, like, we're in Mercury retrograde now, so that's come in, and we've also in Neptune, so it's like being, that with that love energy, nurturing energy with Neptune, and for a little while yet through this year. But Mercury's come into, like, in a way, it could, tip things upside down and getting you to look at those sorts of things. For some of you may actually be moving out of a relationship, and might be more reading like a Mills and Boone sort of a story or something like that. So there's something going on there, and they're just talking about, not making fun of it. I feel like there's something about with that little giggle. It's just something that's shifting or changing in your life. And maybe for some of you, maybe having a little giggle about it now, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at where I've come from to where from where I've come from to where I am now. Because this is about, like they're saying, step back, stand still, watch, look, observe. And there is something that I feel like, in a way, you're maybe now seeing it for what it was or what it is. It's like you may have been like, it may have been you that has been guided. And these horses, because the Chariot is like, sometimes this is like, it's going down the path. You've been led to go down a specific path. This guy here is actually holding the reins. So he's in charge of the direction of where he's going and the speed. So, and other times the card can be like, like you've been guided, or there's something going, moving in a direction where you may be like, no more now where you need to go. So, but it's like you're seeing things now. With this Ten of Swords, it's like maybe you're releasing those, old thoughts, ideas, and allowing yourself to move on. Because I feel like from the trauma, the drama, the whatever it is that you've been, the grief, or the sadness, whatever it is that's been running around in your head. And maybe you're like, I feel like some of you are actually communicating, saying what you need to say more now, and getting it out and releasing it through that way. It's like, so you're not like, you're not staying in that old stuff, so which is really cool. So this, this Chariot, I feel like here is like you in a way, with this card anyway, because some of the decks, they have it where there is, the image is where the Sphinx is sitting, and so is the Chariot as well. So contemplating where they may be going, but maybe just taking a rest on the path as they're moving forward. But this one here, it's like there's something ready to go, and like you're ready to go, and there's a guidance in a way, but there's something about balance in there as well. But it's like, you're ready to move and speak your truth after seeing what you needed to see and releasing that. So this is where they're talking about that, why they're talking about here, that step back, stand still, watch, look, observe, because you'll know where you need to go more when we're still, basically. Now, reaching for the stars, the Seven of Wands, it's like, so like this is about like movement now. There's it's like you've figured something out, and it's time to now move along. You maybe are still a little bit uncertain or unsure with the Seven of Wands. She's like, say, yeah, okay. Not always is that's image like that, but she's like ready to go. And it's like, okay, I'm ready to go in a certain direction. Not exactly sure what's going to happen. So there's a sense of, I want to say, for some of you, the word might be hesitancy. For others of you, I feel the word is just like that uncertainty. So you're just going to like take one step at a time and maybe like just trot along rather than gallop. And so, but I do feel it's like you're exploring, you're moving on, because it's like you're being more guided towards a direction, or drawn towards going somewhere, whatever it is, or do something, or apply for something, create something, talk about something, whatever it is, but trusting your instincts and going with your flow. So with the Seven of Wands, it's like, I feel like that's what that turning around, or you're ready to move and just go with the flow, discover, basically, begin something new and take with the knowledge that you have. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. It's like with this one here, going down, it's like, yeah, okay, you're ready to move on. Yes, there was a little bit of, a time where there was a bit of uncertainty, like, and you've needed to take a break, but now it's, okay, where they go, and you're ready to go. It's like you've looked up, you've taken a time to have a rest, consider, work, family, career, all that sort of thing, as well as health and well-being. And then it's like, okay, I feel like they're just saying, like, taking that into consideration you have, but it's like, okay, because it's interesting here that this card says reach for the stars and trust your instincts, because this is exactly where, like, and when I'm looking at this, it's like whatever it's leaving behind, all that is dead, basically, or does not serve, even though that isn't a star as we know it, but there's the moon in the back and she's looking up. So it's like, it's the Seven of Wands is like saying, like, let's, with the energy, with the Wands energy, it's like, let's make a move, let's move on from that. And that's where I feel like they're talking about there. So creative writing or drawing, creating from your heart, this is going to help you, I feel, like move through some things and process whatever it is that you need to know, and need to let go, because things come out, and it's like, whoa, I didn't really notice that. Art therapy is really, whether you're going to like look at it as art therapy and like, and analyze it or not, but sometimes you could just look at it and you can see, feel, sense, know, almost smell and taste the energy and the that was put into it. Okay, so anyway, cleanse yourself and environment. So we're just going to go back there again. So it may be that you're needing to do that more often than not, with whatever that is going on here in your life, coming. Either it could be coming up, it could be coming, you might be going through that right now, actually, for some of you. So I'm recording this on Sunday the 23rd today, and so, or tonight. So this may more make sense to you now rather than moving into February, or you may yeah, it may more make sense to you throughout February. Oh gosh, got to bring in that We'll just go over and see what these cards bring up a little bit more about that, because it's like a little bit, there's a few things that are going on, and I wouldn't be surprised if in some of your dream life or some of, there's, you know, you're like, what the hell, where the hell did that come from? And it's there's something, because here's about lovers again, so there may be someone that's coming towards you. So if you haven't got somebody in your life, which is, or you, for, you know, there may be someone that's coming toward you that is, you know, and maybe someone in the background, that, because it's like, and you maybe have you shut yourself off from letting in and having letting yourself go into a relationship, or even contemplating seriously doing that, and doing that by, you know, going into a new relationship, or leaving that door open for somebody to come in on saying that. But for some of you, I feel like there may be not necessarily there may be somebody around you that's kind of like, I wouldn't say pushy, but they are quite interested in you. Could be somebody that you don't really know, or maybe you do know, that it's like you may be holding them off. But I feel like with this one, it's like, you know, stepping into yourself. It could be you that's wanting to go into one actually too, but I'm just feeling, you know, maybe you're wanting to go, but you're too shy, or too scared because of what's happened in the past, and, you know, of being let down and that sort of thing. And it's like, or being, you know, you may be feeling like rejected, or you may be already rejecting yourself from saying that. But the Nine of Wands, you see, this is the next card that comes up. And so with that, you know, that's like allowing yourself to release, let go. This is like you're on this journey, you've been on a journey or an adventure through to get to where you are on this, but it's now time, like you've reached the top of the hill nearly with this nine, and you're ready to like move into a new beginning basically, or a new adventure. But I feel like this one here, this Nine of Cups that's come through here with this, and then the Nine of Wands, it's like, you know, it's like release yourself and let yourself relax, because this is kind of where this where I feel like there's reading more books, this helps you to shift your perspective. And you know, it could be some of them, it could be self-help books basically, you know, on saying that. When I say self-help, is like maybe some spiritual books that may open your energy up, your mind up, to shift the perspective that may be in there. So it could be, okay, the Devil card here is like, so something is like releasing old stuff. So this is like, sometimes we just do need to look, step back and stand still and watch, look and observe with when things are coming up for us, rather than get involved in things. Because it may be that, you know, you're breaking a cycle here of some sort, or you're releasing yourself from old stuff, old toxic stuff. Then maybe that's why you think you may be the problem, but it may be, or the opposite way around, that, you know, somebody else is the problem, but it may be that it's you, or vice versa. So there's 2 or 3 things going on, but if not getting involved is what I'm hearing. So there may be some old stuff where you have got involved with, and it's like, or you're seeing what you've got involved with. So this is what they're talking about here. So it's now time to move on from that as we go back and release what it was, so you can be, look, see, here's the Emperor. There's success with the Emperor in creating, you know, and building a new life, or a new job, or a new career, or a new business, or, you know, whatever it is, a new relationship. There's something, whether it be a new marriage and relationship, it will be a new relationship with yourself, where maybe you've beat yourself up to a pulp. It could be like, you know, new friendships, whatever that is. It's like, but he's like all the kings come together with all these qualities. So I feel like what he's trying to say is like, there are things that you've got, there are skills that you've got, and it's time for you to allow, to bring them together, okay, and to master them is where I'm hearing. So, but he's got them all together, and the only way we can master them, or try, or figure out what we're going to do next, is by giving it a shot. So you know, there is, you've got any, if you don't feel like you've got all the skills, then you've got enough there to begin something or try something new, you know, as you release that, or when you release that. But there's a lot of cleansing, because I want to bring that to that, but that to that, and all those coming together. So there's a lot going on in there, isn't there? So goodness me, I hope that you can understand what's going on there, because it's like, but there is the I guess it's like bringing things together for you, and whatever is going on is just throwing everything up for you to review, you know, to have a look at. And like they say, is to, you know, not, are you getting into something that you normally buy into, you know, that don't buy into it. Maybe like just step back and allow whatever to happen to happen or unfold. And it may be, you know, there is something, you know, obviously I'm hearing for some of you may need to go in a certain, you know, a certain distance, but not right in there, in order to do what you need to do. But it's calling yourself as to how far you go in. And some of you, depending on what's going on, in some situations, you may not even go too far in at all. It may be you have to step right back and be there as a support person in a way, and allow things to unfold, because some things are out of our control, and some things, you know, that are, need to happen in a certain way in order to come back into line again. So there's something about bringing things into balance, basically. Wow. But I do feel like into balance, and it could be around to do with your love life, and it could be around like you allowing yourself, or, you know, just say, yes, I think I actually do want to, you know, have a relationship with somebody, or whether that be, you know, a love relationship, because I feel like there's something more to that. But I'm also feeling like there's something that you suss out in that sense, is like, because the horse is, you know, the horse is like, the position of the horse and the way he's got the position of that cup is like, to me, it's like, okay, yes, I'm ready to move on with whatever that is. And intuitively, I know, you know, and it's like that, whatever it is, it will happen. It will be, it will be how it will be. And it's like, I don't feel like some of you are really like pushing going into a relationship, but whatever, you know, it's like, you know, if the right person comes along, or when the right person comes along, you know, it will be what it will be, that sort of thing. And it's like, but I'm just feeling just going with the flow is what they're really trying to say there. But this creative writing or drawing and creating from your heart is going to help you to, in a way, get some of that stuff out, and, you know, and find some solutions for yourself in a way. Cool. But wow. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for you now, Aries. So like I say, I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, then check out what your other signs are saying. It might help to bring it more into place for you. But also, if it doesn't make sense right now, it may make more sense coming into as you go into February. So check out what your other signs are saying as well. Drop me a comment, you know, whether it does or not, it's okay. It's, you know, I get that it's not going to resonate with everybody. So if you haven't, you know, subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do that now before you click off the video. Yeah, and I shall see you next week with a mid-month, ready for the mid-month, mid-February reads. Okay then, bye for now.